took place
between 7 and 4
within the
p.m.
regular voting time
Between 7 p.m.
of 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. and many voters voted at that time.
So you confirm that voters from your agents, voters voted.
Yes, my lord.
And that votes were counted.
No, my lord.
What time is the counting of votes? You confirm that voters from your agents, voters, because they are giving you a record, it means they recorded that voting took place. That record is clear. Voting took place between 7 and closing time of 4 p.m. But then omit or neglect to tell you that there was counting. Okay? You want us to believe that that's detail. Let's go back to the incidents of chaos and violence. Did they tell you at which polling stations, one by one? Because you have the time between 7 and 4, I don't know at what time, at least that record. The counting is not here. What time was the chaos and the violence? Paragraph 10. Did they give you that report? Is it one of the information?
My lord, the agents at the 14 polling stations stated that, yes indeed, there was violence and chaos at those polling stations, and that's the reason why they did not have the results.
In that report, what time did they specify? Okay, did they specify the time? Was it towards 4? Because then the voting went on until 4. Was it at 9 a.m.?
No, my lord.
What time then? Did they tell you or they did not?
They mentioned that the violence
Okay, let me give you one.
in the afternoon, late afternoon.
Kalemba Herbert at Imbogo Primary School, playground. Kalemba. Yes.
My lord,
That is
1187. The affidavit for Mr. Herbert Kalemba. 1187. Yes, my lord.
yes. What time? That's Kalemba Herbert.
Paragraph.
What time the chaos and violence? Is it there or it is not? is not.
You are asking about some places. Maybe you speak for her.
Yes, my lord. My lord, I'm obliged.
Now she's referring to some places.
Because it is not here. That's the emphasis. So I put to you that you do not know the time. You are not aware. Is it within your knowledge? Yes or no?
No, my lord, but there are statements within Mr. Kalemba.
No, your knowledge.
No specific time.
No
my lord.
specific time. Between 7 and 4 p.m. Then would I be right? Can ignore that. Ajat. Nambi. Ajat Nambi, let's leave that agent. It's not there. It's there. You also don't know the number of voters who turned up at that polling station. Do you?
No, my lord.
So would I be right to state that you don't want the truth in the numbers of voters?
No, my lord.
Everything they reported but the numbers. Okay. Everything.
My lord, maybe I just wanted to direct the witness. The witness is such that
It helps us.
I'm
okay with it, my lord.
Not the kind of direction I'm speaking about. I just very young. The lawyer is asking a question. Please look at me. Listen to the question. And this is a feeling that you're looking at the different issue and listen to the question. Please listen to the question.
That's true, my lord. You can go back to your affidavit. That's why I said it at abandonment. Go back to
Do that,
paragraph.
it was your affidavit. Do that at the
So generally, would I be right to state that your agents gave you information or reported about the counting? But that you don't want to tell us the truth in the numbers of voters. The reason that you are not telling us about the counting, would I be right or wrong?
No, my lord. That's not correct.
Well, probably I take you back to the same agents. You refer to agents. Let's go to paragraph 9. Let's try to be more general. My lord, paragraph 9 is more general, so that I don't go one by one. It is your statement that you had the following polling agents at the same polling station. Who is an agent? Or polling agent for this purpose? Who is an agent according to you?
An agent, my lord, is a representative of Iraq
An agent is a representative of each candidate
at a given polling
at
station.
a given polling station. Would I be right to state that you now will be the principal and the following 14 will be the agents? Simplified. You, Nambi, the principal, and the agents, you as Nambi.
Yes, I was the candidate and they were those were my
So you are
agents.
Nambi's agents. it's your statement that you appointed agents in the 14 polling stations. Is that correct?
My Lord, I appointed agents as per
I
the
appointed.
appointment letters attached
Yeah.
to
That's page 31 to 44. My Lord, 31, 44. So are these the appointment letters appointing your agents, you Nambi? 31 to 31. Going here because the petition is about you and the agents.
Which page are you referring to?
31.
31?
Yes. It took us to 31 to 44. So your evidence. You have it. Page 31.
Councillor Assistant, you are... So, 31, page 31.
Not she took us to the agents. So are those the appointment letters by you appointing your agents?
my Lord. These are the agents that were appointed.
Were they appointed by you?
They were appointed by,
Were they appointed by you?
no, my Lord, but by the National Resistance Movement Electoral Commission.
Are you the NRM?
According to,
Are you the NRM?
this was a procedure within the NRM for by-elections.
Clarity, please read.
Eneweddeko.
Disappointing. Because these are the people who rely on.
National Resistance Movement 031 C1. National Resistance Movement Electoral Commission is submitted.
Appointment as NRM, official polling agent.
Appointment Herbert Kabemba, NRM official candidate Nambi Farida, Gongo candidate for Kawempe North. Appointment as NRM official polling agents in Kawempe Division North constituency by-election 2025.
In accordance with the law.
In accordance with the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995 as amended, the Electoral Commissions Act, the Parliamentary Elections Act, and the NRM Constitution, you are hereby appointed as NRM polling agents in the parliamentary by-election of 13th March 2025 at Lobo Primary School Playground A-KAS polling station in Kawempe 1 Ward, Kawempe Division North constituency. You are authorized to present at the polling station and perform such duties of a polling agent as prescribed by the law. In carrying out this assignment, you are enjoined to observe the NRM Constitution and the laws of the Republic of Uganda. Thank you for accepting to be part of the NRM team, signed by the chairperson, NRM Electoral.
So you confirm they are not signed by you, Nambi.
My Lord, this is according to
Their letters, please. They are not appointed by you. Okay.
Yes, they were not
The letters
appointed
were
by
not signed by
me.
you.
They were not signed by me, but by the NRM Electoral Commission, my Lord, as per the NRM.
So confirm
On the by-election.
that you are appointed as NRM polling agents. as stated in that letter.
On my behalf, as the NRM official candidate,
Confirm that they were appointed as NRM polling agents. Well, were you issued, probably, to assist you, were you issued with guidelines in this election by the second respondent? Probably not aware. Were you issued the guidelines?
yes, we were issued with guidelines.
Did this form conform to those guidelines? Confirm that they did not, this did not conform to the guidelines. And that paragraph 9, that you had the following agents at the same 14 polling stations is false. You as Nambi.
My lord, I had these agents appointed by my party, which is the internal rules procedure for my elections.
According to the guidelines, was it you to appoint Kalemba Herbert? According to the guidelines.
My lord, my colleague is referring to guidelines that he is not pointing out. I would be grateful if you point the witness to any particular
My
guidelines.
lord, that's why you will come back. She answered that she has the guidelines. My lord, my colleague will come.
The guidelines, my lord, I was referring to, that I was pointed at were for the NRM.
So the Electoral Commission did not issue any guidelines to you? Or you're not aware? Assist you.
Those were for electoral commissions, but in this particular response, my lord, I was referring to
So you followed.
the appointment.
In appointing these agents, you followed the NRM guidelines and not the EC guidelines. Is that the position? So yes or no, what did you follow?
We followed all guidelines.
Did you follow the EC guidelines in appointing Kalemba Herbert, Namatovu Sarah, Ninsima, Mauritia, Gordon Salim Saleh, Semukwawo Doi, Alumas Jessica, Wagala Olivia, Koba Victor, Wamanya Silva, Ruby Sarah Sanyu, Zainab Farida, Namunida Grace, and Chikamu Eli. Which guidelines did you follow? Because these are the people we are relying on in this election.
Yes, my
You
lord,
are right.
This, according to the NRM Constitution, my lord, these polling agents were appointed on my behalf. By virtue of this appointment letter, my lord.
Did you participate in NRM elections prior to this election? NRM elections? Yes, Your Honor. My lord. My lord, were these NRM elections for you to be guided by the NRM guidelines? Were they NRM elections?
My lord, according to NRM, this is
Confirmed that they were national elections.
This was a procedure that we used in this by-election
And confirm,
other by-elections.
confirm we are talking about a general election, not an electoral election. Just confirm. Answer. Well, to rest this point, would I be right to say that you, Nambi, never appointed any agents to rest this case? You, Nambi.
I participated in this process together with the NRL party since I was their official candidate. My lord.
You show us where you signed according to that participation is what I'm looking for. Because you're saying what information from my papers. Show us where you signed as participation in this process. Is it clear?
My lord, I think all these agents, if brought forward, they will confirm that I was part of the process in briefing, in training, and in the final day of the elections. And this is part and parcel with the NRL constitution.
I put to you that there is no signature of the Nambi, the candidate appointing agents. Well, my lord, I wish to ask the witness if she's aware, because we may not have the benefit. Are you aware that some of the people who made those statements about agents will not be presented in court for cross-examination? Are you aware? That's why I want you to answer some of these questions. Are you aware?
Yes, I'm aware according to the ruling of yesterday.
That they will not be cross-examined about these statements.
Yes, I'm aware.
Can you also confirm? We go back to paragraph 10. Enumerating the incidents at all these polling stations of chaos, violence, etc. Can you confirm that you are not there at each of these 14 polling stations?
Yes, my lord.
Can you confirm, therefore, that you did not see any such chaos? Trying to rush through. Just confirm that we don't problem.
Yes, my lord.
And as you stated, you confirmed that your role was, I only voted and went back home. I voted and went back home with your husband. That was your. You voted, went back home with your husband.
My lord, I don't see that anywhere in the
No. She said it. That she went to, my lord, she went voting with her husband. Well, just tell us precisely, rest that issue of the agents, just the roles. There are roles that you know. The roles of agents.
My lord.
At a polling station.
The agent, as I stated, should represent a candidate for that given party at a polling station or an independent candidate. And the roles are to observe that the voters are verified, then to observe that the election is carried out according to the Elections Act, to observe, to write the number of votes that are being tallied.
The right number of votes tallied.
That are tallied, that are counted and tallied.
Counted and tallied.
And the polling station. And then to return the DRF form.
Return DRF form. Is that all that you know? That's all you know? Okay. It is your statement that one of their roles is to verify voters at these polling stations, and was such one of the assignments by the NRM. Is it within your knowledge?
It's within my knowledge that the polling agents received confirmation from the EC officials at the polling stations. The verification of each voter took place.
Oh,
My lord.
so verification of each voter took place. Can you tell us how many were verified? I'm going there because I may not have some of this. How many were verified at each of these?
I cannot answer that.
So did the agents carry out the assignment of the party? So I know why you have a problem. Do you know for a fact that the guidelines I was referring to, polling agents shall be appointed by a candidate? Because you had both guidelines. This is rooted out, you know. Not more than 2 representatives, all polling agents shall be appointed by a candidate. And the appointment shall be in writing, addressed to the presiding officer of the polling station. That is the letter I'm looking for, so that I qualify statements to you. Where is that letter under paragraph 9? That confirms your paragraph 9. The following polling agents. Or is maybe you are tangled doing?
No, my lord, I'm not
So 9,
our chair.
paragraph 9. Can you confirm that this is a false statement? 9. That is what you cannot rely. Paragraph 9. In view of the guidelines. Well, I don't want us to go because was Tango Doi a candidate in this election?
No, my lord.
So,
our chair.
but you know for a fact that they were supposed to verify voters. Let's then know how many were verified at each of these polling stations. The 14. You don't know.
No, my lord.
So again, as stated by you, that you were supposed to write the number of votes counted and tallied at the polling station. This they did not do. Is it your statement?
My lord, in my petition and in many
They did not write the number of votes counted
the
and tallied.
polling agents, they mentioned why that was so from the 14 polling
Okay,
stations.
so you want us to state that the roles of your purported agents of verifying voters, writing the number of votes counted and tallied, and returning ER forms were not performed, but they went on flowing into reporting only chaos, violence. You want us to believe you this statement?
Yes, my lord.
And that despite that confirmation, you stand by your statement that voting went on from 7 to 4 as provided for by the law. Confirm. The only missing element.
According to the affidavits, my lord, yes.
Now that according to affidavits, again, probably this is your evidence, not these other people. We went to numbers where there was a presupposition that probably all people would turn up. You confirm, you do not know how many did. That's the confirmation statement.
Yes.
So if you did not, if you don't know the number, is it then attributable? Would it be attributable to your averment in paragraph 11? Because that's what you want to state. Are you attributing this to, again, the allegation that electoral materials and documents were destroyed? Is that the source of your information? I'm trying to make sense out of this budget. No audience, you did not talk about this, but then you talk about it. Are you attributing it to your statement that electoral materials and documents were destroyed? That's
My
paragraph
lord.
11. The 13 of your affidavit, 013, the petition. What do you affidavit? Please, let's restrict ourselves to. I'm only in 2 paragraphs, 9, 10, 11.
I will state it, my lord, the paragraph. I say that I'm further informed by the aforementioned persons, which information I verily believe to be true and correct that during the counting of the votes at the said polling stations, there was violence and chaos and commotion, as a result of which there was no results declared and transmitted to those polling stations. And second, the electoral materials and documents were destroyed.
So you confirm that there was counting. In paragraph 11, your statement, there was counting. You state this, you are reading it, there was counting, according to paragraph 11.
Yes, my lord.
Confirm. And that during counting, ordinarily agents write, because there is counting. Ordinarily,
My
you
lord,
confirm.
in an ordinary circumstance,
Yes.
yes, my lord.
Did-
But this was not ordinary.
Between 7 to 4. Okay, counting people who have turned up to vote. 7 to 4. Ordinarily, they write is turned up. Because you say you don't know the number of those who turned up. At least, what is that they gave you? From the rules as stated by you. It's not.
My lord, in the 14 polling stations, we did not receive the results as mentioned.
So, are you running away from paragraph 11, aforementioned passage, that there was counting of votes at the said polling stations? Are you retracting this evidence? So that we know which you're retracting and
No,
what
my
you
lord.
know. So you stand by that there was counting. Okay? Yes. going back to you attributing these issues to the materials destroyed, as you've stated in paragraph 11. Can you state what you, Nambi, know the electoral materials and documents referred to? You just name those that were destroyed.
According to the agents reporting to me, my lord, was informed that the ballots, the containers that carry the ballots, and then also the biometric machines were some of the documents, the items that were destroyed on that day, and others were the desks.
Did you have such evidence in your petition on the ballots that were destroyed? In your evidence, do you have any? Yes or no? Ballots, these ballots. Well, I'll take you back.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, you
they
have
are
information.
electoral materials.
So
ballots
ballots.
are still electoral materials.
So ballots were one of those.
And the documents.
Do you know that one of the, ordinarily, what happens at a polling station, the ballot books and number of ballots, before you even commence, are the primary issues. There are 2 booklets with this number of ballots at a given polling station. Did you at least receive that information between 7 and 4? How
My
many
lord,
ballots?
according to the affidavits of the agents, they confirmed that at the start of the elections, there was compliance.
So, compliance at the start. How many ballots did Kalemba tell you? At least those which were destroyed because they are disclosed. Kalemba Herbert at Mbogo Primary School, you have such evidence. So that we ascertain. Given number of ballots were brought and were destroyed. You have this in evidence.
I just got information about the polling stations where there's destroyed.
You do not have the evidence about the number of ballot papers.
No, my lord.
So I'm getting it that apart from the chaos, violence, even when it was smooth as stated, the agents did not report anything about the voting exercise.
No, my lord.
Despite the calm at the start. Okay, do you have evidence then on the containers, those are ballot boxes, in your petition? I need the evidence. How are they destroyed? Were they burnt down? Do you have any such evidence on the said containers, ballot boxes, in your petition? Doesn't matter whether it's hearsay.
No, my lord, but it's encompassed in the electoral materials and documents that were destroyed, my lord.
So you leave it to us to imagine, is that your case? Is it in this petition? How many, the number, and how?
No, my lord.
It's not. BVVK. What is the BVVK? educate me. You mentioned it as one of the, because I am imagining how a BBVK was destroyed. And the information, most important. Tell us, do you know BBVK machine?
The biometric machine, I know it. Yes, I know it.
Yes, tell us. Tell us the purpose of a BBVK that you know.
Verify the voter.
So, is it true that you go to a polling station, it gets your forensics and confirms that you're a registered voter at a polling station? Because you know it. Yes? Is it your statement? Because voting, you come, it verifies you. That is all I want. You're a registered voter. And it stores that information.
Yes.
So is it true that using a BVVK, even if your agents have negated to tell you, can you use the BVVK to ascertain the number of voters who turned up at the polling station? Okay.
I can't.
You can? You can't. You went wrong there.
My lord, if every voter has used the biometric machine, it will be able to show that everyone.
And you would be capable of using it to ascertain the number of people at least who turned up.
Yes.
Did you request for such information from the Electoral Commission to assist? Did you or did you not?
No, my lord.
To your belief, would it have been essential? You are proving, would it have been an essential element? 12%, no. It's not 100%. Like my senior colleague was giving you generously. Would it be essential?
My lord, I request the second respondent to
Would it be essential?
help us with the answer.
Would it be an essential element for this purpose?
Yes, my lord, it's essential.
So to conclude on this, between the BVVK and information from your lawyers, I've seen it in paragraph 13 and paragraph 14. Where you say, I am informed by my lawyers when associated advocates with information I verily believe to be true. That there was non-compliance with the provisions laid down in the Parliamentary Elections Act relating to elections, and that the non-compliance and failure to hold elections in accordance with those provisions affected the result. And further informed by my lawyers, which information I very believe to be true and correct, that the overstated failure and non-compliance disenfranchised the voters at the impugned polling stations, including myself, a voter at the Ngobo Primary School playground. Disenfranchised. who would you choose as Nambi between the BVVK and your lawyers? Who would you choose to have better information on this non-compliance and disenfranchisement between the BVVK and your lawyers? Where would we get?
My Lord, if I had the biometric machines, would be them, but in this instance,
So,
they were not there.
what did you ever request for them? Right. You said no. Would you then rely on the hearsay evidence from your lawyers if the BVVK were available? Would you then? Well, if you can't answer that, well, let me paraphrase it. Would I then be right to say that you ignored the BVVK for fear of the truth again in the numbers?
My Lord, they were not available.
Well, it is not very hard to ascertain why you do not know. It's because you are relying on information from people even where you confirmed you are not there, you confirmed even the information of these materials is from your lawyers. My Lord, I'm looking at information from paragraph 10, 11. I'm informed the leave-on agents is in 11, at 10, 11. We have 13, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, and so on. My Lord, the witness has admitted that all this evidence is hearsay. I heard from my lawyers, from my agents. I confirm some of them will not come to this court. My Lord, it's my submission on this issue that a party, my Lord, can rely. Actually, I can raise an objection at this stage, my Lord, like I'm doing during trial. And it's my prayer, actually, that all this evidence, paragraphs 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 16, 19, and so on, my Lord, all based on hearsay evidence. The same, my Lord, I submit is inadmissible. It cannot be considered during trial going forward. Because we are not making headway. Witnesses, may not be considered, and I pray that it be expunged. From record for being hearsay.
Paragraph number.
Lord, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, all 16, 18, 19, all 19, 20, 20, largely that, my lord. My lord, the elementary style under section 59 of the Evidence Act, I pray that all these amendments be expunged off the record for being hearsay evidence. My Lord, I submit that evidence, admissible evidence, must be of that witness who says he or she saw the given issue and was there, or heard. My Lord, specifically, we have several decided cases, one of them being retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besije versus Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. This area was canvassed, and the ratio was that such evidence would be expanded. My Lord, my colleague will submit on that authority going forward. My Lord, I think the starting point would be not really bad in that. Not really bad in the report. My Lord, the starting point would be order 19. Rule 3, 2, which is to the effect, Rule 3, 1 and 2, to the effect that affidavit evidence must only be restricted to information by the deponent. The courts have canvassed this area. It is a settled area. My Lord, the cases I'm going to provide, but the actual authorities will be furnished with court my Lord letters with your permission. My Lord, with your guidance.
You have made your prayer, and I will consider it the general evaluation of the as I evaluate the general project.
My Lord, I'm understanding.
But I've captured your prayer.
But our understanding, my Lord, has been that now then how do we continue cross-examining on evidence that we have already united?
The other which you don't process. You don't process it. The one which you think is not hearsay.
Maybe, my Lord, maybe then that means that our objection has been sustained and they have been expanded.
I have said,
because if you rule, we go forward.
I have said that I will consider it during the general evaluation. That's what they said. I didn't say I will consider. So to be considered then, but you can continue with this examination. My Lord,
Yes.
have you completed?
I'm not, because on this issue, let him complete the submission.
Okay, you, Mr.
Let's conclude his submission then.
Give the authorities to support your colleague.
Yes.
And then we can.
But the first one is Paul Kamanga Semogele
Okay.
and Zakaria Olum versus the Attorney General. Opposition petition number 3, 1999. We also have Chris Movidu. I'll give you the rationale. Chris Movidu versus the Attorney General. Constitutional petition number 1, 2001. And my Lord, lastly, we have Chiza Besike versus YKM7. Presidential election petition number 1, 2001. My Lord, this is the rationale in this case. That briefly, my Lord, that election petitions are trials that are supposed to determine the merits of the case. So the only evidence you can have on record is through affidavit. Now, if you sneak in inadmissible evidence, like hearsay, there is no any other chance of getting that evidence off the record, my Lord. And my Lord, because we are not proceeding by witness statements, the only form we can have evidence on record is by affidavit. So where the deponent is giving information from other people who are not before court, my Lord, that information is not addressed.
As you have pointed out, paragraphs 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, and 20.
Yes, my Lord, and
These are the ones that you, which I have captured here in my notes.
yes, my Lord, and lastly,
Yeah.
to emphasize this, my Lord, even evidence from the advocate is not admissible. Even that from the advocate. And my Lord, I will quote that. Except the advocate who is representing the deponent. The affidavit where it reads that, my Lord, I have been informed by my foresaid advocate.
13, 14.
So, my Lord, the excerpt that is relevant to this situation from Zakaria Olum. The ones from the advocates. My Lord, we have paragraph 13. I am informed by my lawyers, Messrs. Brain advocates. 14. I am further informed by my lawyers. Yes, my Lord. So, my Lord, the essence of my submission is that information one from the agents, if it is being quoted by Hajat Nambi, and information from the lawyer, both are not admissible. They are closed out by the rule of hearsay, because she cannot speak or vouch for the truth of such statements unless we are going to have Mr. Kalule on the stand. Speak to this man.
Well, my Lord, again, my understanding, because I have a right as a party. Yes, my Lord. My Lord, because an application, my Lord, rooted out of these cases, a party can rightfully object admission during trial. If I object, yes, my Lord, if I object, then it behoves that the other side has to be heard on this issue, even if it is to be determined later. That's my understanding. Then we can receive a decision, unless they choose not to. Yes, because for the specific. Yes.
My Lord, I'm surprised by the objection, my Lord, on a number of reasons. Mr. Please refer to section 59 of the Evidence Act. Firstly, my Lord, by dint of Section 1 of the Evidence Act, that act does not apply to affidavits. By dint of Section 1 of that act, the Evidence Act, it does not apply to affidavits. Secondly, my Lord, the witness in paragraph 23 of her affidavit in support of the petition clearly states that what she is stating above is true to the best of her knowledge and belief from sources she has disclosed. In each of those paragraphs that my colleagues have referred to, the witness has stated the source of the information. She has stated the source on each single one of them. And my Lord, there is nobody that she has mentioned who has not deposed an affidavit to this court. All of them. Every person she mentions in any affidavit, in any paragraph rather, has deposed an affidavit to this court, and the record reflects that. Decisions are bound, my Lord. It is only hearsay. If she states where she gets information from, and the person who she's getting information from is not before court by way of an affidavit, that's the only way you can call it hearsay. But where, my Lord, she states that Karule informed me, and she said Agent Karule is here with an affidavit, that ceases to be hearsay. And all of those affidavits of persons she referring to in her affidavit are before this court by way of affidavits. Now, my Lord, I also tend to think that we are reading from different decisions of Objection 7. My Lord, in that case, Mulenga, JSC, who was part of the lead decision, held that my Lord, I should read. I should, however, comment especially on affidavits required under Rule 4, Sub-Rule 7, and 83A of the election petition rules to accompany the petition and answers thereto. The said rules require that those affidavits shall set out the facts on which the petition is based, and the respondent will rely on, as the case may be. Invariably, however, the parties have to rely heavily on factual information they receive from their agents and other witnesses in order to comply with that requirement. In my view, this is what Mulenga says, in my view, therefore, in relation to those affidavits from those other agents, Order 17, Rule 3, which I think back to now is 19, of the CPR has to be applied with such modifications as permits the petitioner and the respondents to include in those affidavits facts which they depend on such information. My Lord, that decision was referred to by the Court of Appeal in the case of Mpanga, Farouk versus Senkuge Isaac, and I'm reading from that decision. After quoting all of that, my Lord, their Lordship said in the Court of Appeal, after quoting that part of the decision, that in the instant case, a reading of paragraphs 5A to M of the petitioner's affidavit, just like in this case, my Lord, shows that what was stated therein was information based on what was provided from polling agents and supporters, as in this case. The petitioner, the Lordship said, the petitioner clearly disclosed the sources of his information, who also saw affidavits in support of the said allegations based on their knowledge, as has happened in this case. Then they held their Lordships in Senkuge, last round of elections. They then held, we find that the learned trial judge found that the disclosure of sources of information by the petitioner was sufficient. following the majority decision in Kizabesije versus Museveni. That was the holding of their lordships. It's not hearsay. My lord in Muhindo, Rehma. Muhindo Rehma versus Winfred Kiza, EPA number 29 of 2011. Their lordship said that in these cases, the candidates rely on appointed agents, and as such, should have included that specific source of information, as has happened here, in the affidavits, or else they file separate affidavits from the agents who witnessed the occurrences. That is what we did, my lord. And the lordships then held that the learned trial judge cannot be faulted over this aspect of the matter. So, my lord, our submission is that first, the evidence act relied on doesn't apply to affidavit evidence. 2, the petitioner has disclosed all manner of sources of information. 3, those persons from whom she has sourced that information have all deposed affidavits and they're on court record. Number 4, then the lordships held that that ceases to be hearsay. Of course, the logic, my lord, is the candidate is not expected to be in each polling stations out of the 197. She relies on information from supporters, from campaigners, from agents. It's only hearsay if she says, Musisi told me this, and there's no affidavit from Musisi. If that the case is, the affidavit is there, that ceases to be hearsay. I'm obliged, my lord.
Yes, my lord. For starters, whereas it's true that all these witnesses deposed affidavits and that they disclose information that may be relied on, our submission is not premised. I use the word elementarily, the principle in section 59. Elementarily, it is cardinal. Evidence has to be of the witness who saw fracture. But our submission is rooted in Order 19.3.1 and 2. My lord. We submit that hearsay evidence is prohibited. Even belief is prohibited under the law. The issue of information received is prohibited. It's our submission under Order 19, Rule 3.1 and 2. My lord, why I raised this issue at this point? I was finding difficulty proceeding with agents who are already in question. They disclosed evidence information that she does not have, my lord. To rest this point, my lord, that is why it would be very proper that we expand those paragraphs at this stage. That was my submission. Because how then do I go there? How then do I go there? When I already have a ruling on record that you cannot cross-examine them. That's why I raised it at this point. He's telling me they are there. I cannot access them. The witness is saying, I don't know, I don't witnesses. It was from her evidence. So I'm at pains, my lord. I would not have made petition. So I pray, my lord, and these cases, good enough, most of them somehow, both sides participated, Kaole and ourselves, and we know they are distinguishable. My lord, to distinguish them properly, this my colleague submitted on the authority, just for distinguishing purposes, then we rest our case to that. I'm obliged.
My lord, the decision I'm referring to, Remy Wagner, my lord, the decision I was referring to is the decision of Justice Odo in the 2001 election petition. My lord, this is, I need to really offer a proper context of why where you're using affidavits, the courts are very strict on what can be admitted. Crossover from this side to the record. My Lord, in election petitions and constitutional petitions, the only way by which you can bring evidence is through affidavit. My Lord, the case goes further to state that hearsay, or what we can categorize as hearsay, would only be admissible in interlocutory matters. My Lord, say if I have sued and I want to get an injunction, then I can go to my lawyer, and my lawyer informs me that that plaint discloses prima facie a case, and therefore I qualify to be given an injunction. My Lord, that is the only way you can have hearsay evidence admitted on record in interlocutory. And my Lord, it does not help, especially for the petitioner, to bring paragraph 23. If Mr. Kalule read the decision that I read, he knows that in fact was the contention that all the affidavits that they sought to strike off the record had that statement that what we have stated, we have disclosed the sources and belief. And the court said, no, we cannot nullify or confirm a candidate of an election on the basis of one, belief, two, information that is sourced from another party. That is, my Lord, the rationale. But my Lord, I read the excerpt. It says that, this is from Semogere, says that except in purely interlocutory matters, affidavits must be restricted to matters within personal knowledge of the deponent. Two, they must not be based on information or by expression of opinion. It goes on, my Lord, affidavits should strictly be confined to such facts as the deponent is able of his own knowledge to prove. Affidavits by persons having no personal knowledge of the facts and merely echoing the statements of the client cannot be used at the hearing. This is where we are. Hajat Nambi says Nalukoola is not a duly elected member of government. What evidence must court rely on? Hajat Nambi was told by her lawyers that there was non-compliance. Hajat Nambi was told by her lawyers that the election was marred by great violence that affected the results in a substantial manner. She does not have that knowledge. She is quoting other people, my Lord. That is inadmissible, my Lord. And that is, so my Lord, the issue of Court of Appeal, High Court, it is really, Mr. Kalule has an affair with it. But we have a Supreme Court decision. And my Lord, we cannot go behind. We cannot go back, my Lord.
Agenda, I will consider this objection during the general evaluation of the elections. So that point is so do you have any further cross-examination?
Well, my Lord, that was the disenfranchisement, and the rest we can go to illegalities. This Nambi, not some West. Hajat Nambi. Let's go to paragraph 16. That's where we start now. The hearsay. My Lord, I'll go to it since if it is considered otherwise, not that I believe it. 16.1, is it your testimony under 16 that Gordon Salim Saleh informed you that the first respondent campaigned on the polling day by saying he is in Nalukoola. He is in Nalukoola. Is it your evidence?
Yes, my Lord.
Is Yenze Nalukoola a campaigning statement? Yenze Nalukoola, is it a campaigning statement? Qualified. That's 16. Paragraph 16.
Yes, my lord.
Nambi, when you arrived at the polling station, you took us through. It is your statement that you would mention your name. That you arrive at the polling station. I am Nambi. They check if you're a registered voter. Did you mention your name when you arrived at the polling station? For them to ascertain, did you or you did not?
I mentioned it to the
Okay.
electoral.
Thank you. Did that mention of name would be right to state that you can?
I take you through the whole list.
Premier.
My lord, the affidavit attached by Cordon clearly states
Don't
that
you Nambi. You are the one who was there. You said you went there with your husband. You Nambi. Okay. Did your husband state his name? Besides you, did your husband state his name?
to the presiding officers, yes, but not way of chanting,
Would
as stated in this paragraph.
we be right to state that your husband campaigned for you at the polling station?
No, my lord.
And where is the evidence? It's a matter of evidence. It's a court of evidence. Where is the evidence that Nalukoola, is it anywhere, appeared at that polling station as stated? I've seen in your petition pictures, photographs, what? Do you have any such evidence? Yes or no?
My lord, as per the affidavit that is correct, that is, and
You have.
the affidavit, it's not, that's how we came to this.
No, we were not there, you are not there. That supporter may not come to court. Is that evidence on the face of it? Is it there when you peruse? Maybe your lawyer can assist you. Is it there, yes or no? So that we rush. Is it there? It's a yes or no?
No, my lord.
Okay. Are there names of persons that he influenced as per your statement? He said these campaign statements to influence. Are there names of such people? Are there names? Yes or no? Of voters in your petition?
The names of the voters are not included.
Are there numbers? The names are not
The
there.
polling station is mentioned.
The names are not there. Are there numbers? Was it a crowd? Are there numbers in your petition?
He campaigned, my lord, the first
Are
respondent
there- are
campaigned
there-
among the voters.
Are there numbers? Simple. There are numbers or not?
No, my
There are no
lord.
numbers. Would I be wrong? Is it possible that Gordon Salim Saleh is an NRM supporter? Is it a possibility? Gordon Salim Saleh. Is it a possibility that he can be an NRM supporter? Or is he one?
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
It's a possibility.
So, would he then be your supporter? By being NRM, would he be your supporter?
My lord, that is not ascertained in the
Would he
affidavit.
be?
But if he were an NRM supporter,
Yes.
he would be my supporter.
So would I be wrong to presuppose, I'm not saying you know, to presuppose that he may have voted for you?
No, my lord.
Please support.
My lord, I object to that question. In the advancement of an election petition, a question cannot be asked as the choice of a particular voter. That's barred by Section 102 of the DA.
There's more black. Would you ascertain? You said polling station. Would you ascertain within how many meters? Within how many meters? Say polling station is open. If Nalukoola was there. The parameters. The distance between where you were standing, I don't think it was in the ballot box. The distance, would you ascertain, yes or no?
The distance between where he was, is that what you're asking?
Yes. Because you said polling station. Stated means it's a communication.
My lord, the detail I captured in my affidavit is of the polling station, which is KAT to AMJ.
So you cannot ascertain the distance because it's important. You cannot.
No,
No.
my lord.
So then, do you have any evidence or any report from your appointed agents? A report about this campaigning at the polling day and how it happened? A report.
My lord, yes, my lord, I do have.
You have the report. Is it before this court?
I have an oral report as I have stated in this affidavit.
You do not have a formal report. Okay, let's go to another element. Again, paragraph 16. Two particularly. Telling voters amani government mugalyamu olukwe. He said, literally translated, do not betray people power. What does money government mean?
The efforts of the people.
The efforts of the people. Does the efforts of the people mean Nalukoola? Don't betray the efforts of the people. Does it mean voting for Nalukoola, according to you?
My lord, in this paragraph 16.2, page 014, it goes on to say, do not betray people's power. So it's not in isolation.
This is what was stated here. Does this mean Nalukoola? These are specific illegalities, even one can have a problem, an allegation. Did it mean Nalukoola? Does it mean efforts of people? Does it mean? It's about your interpretation. If someone said it to you, or said it to someone, would it qualify? I'm okay.
How many more questions do you have?
16.2.
My lord, I have a question on every electoral offense.
Answer this
16.2, my lord, it is yes attributed to the first respondent campaigning among the supporters on polling station in Kazama.
My question. It's about my question.
And
does it mean vote for Nalukoola? Laba, you said you don't know.
My Lord, as stated in 16.2, it means vote for people power, and he was the candidate for people power.
Oh, so Nalukoola was a candidate for people power. No, he's not here. Is it your statement that people power sponsored the candidate?
My Lord, I meant to say that this was attributed to the first respondent campaign.
So people power did not sponsor any candidate?
My Lord, people power is not a registered party.
Yes, 16.3. 16.3. Do you have proof that the first respondent had agents by the names of Chibirige, as stated in 16.3? Names of Chibirige Musa? Yes.
So the matter is still over until 2 p.m.
Mata ewumuddemu paka ssaawa 8 ez'olweggulo. Abantu nga baweddeko nnyo. Tekuli muliro. Yes, ekigenda maaso ssaawa zino kooti etuwumuzaamuko paka ssaawa 8 tugenda kukomawo ate era tuddemu buto. Hey, mba kusimu yange.
Robert, can one stand here? I may know standing. Hey, you.